Ever wondered why your cat deliberately knocks your things to the floor while maintaining eye contact? This isn't just mischievous behavior. It could be your cat's desperate attempt to tell you something critical. While most owners laugh it off, veterinarians now recognize this as a potential warning sign of underlying health issues or emotional distress. In today's video, I'll reveal 9 surprising signs behind this common feline behavior, including the medical condition at number 4 that most owners completely overlook until it's too late. What your cat is trying to tell you might change how you see this quirky habit forever. Let's get started with the first sign: boredom and lack of stimulation. You see, cats are natural hunters, and if they don't get enough mental or physical exercise, they might start creating their own entertainment. Knocked over items are just their way of passing the time. Imagine being stuck inside all day with nothing to do. Pretty boring, right? That's how your cat feels. When they don't have enough to engage with, they might knock over a cup, not because it's fun, but because they need something to do. But here's the thing. When your cat does this, it's a sign that they need more interaction, more playtime, and more toys to keep them busy. If you're noticing this behavior often, it might be time to rethink how you're spending time with your cat. More play means more happiness for your furry friend and less knocked over furniture. The next sign is attention-seeking behavior. Cats love attention, and sometimes knocking things over is their way of getting it. It's not always playful. Cats are smart and quickly learn what gets a reaction. If knocking something over gets your attention, they'll do it again and again. Whether it's a glare, laugh, or even a little shout, they're learning that this action makes them noticed. Your cat is trying to communicate. If they're knocking things over for attention, it might mean they feel ignored or want to be close to you. Next time, try giving them some love or playtime instead of reacting with frustration. You might find that they calm down. Another important sign is stress and anxiety. Cats are sensitive, and small changes in their environment can cause stress. A new person, loud noises, or even a shift in the weather might make them feel unsettled. When stressed, cats show odd behaviors, like knocking things over. Unlike dogs, cats often hide their anxiety. So if they're knocking things over, it might be a cry for help, asking for comfort. If your cat is knocking things over more often, hiding or acting more aggressive, stress might be the cause. To help, provide a predictable routine and a calm space. A little extra attention can go a long way in easing their anxiety. This next sign is something most cat owners miss, but it's one of the most important ones: medical problems. Sometimes your cat's behavior, like knocking things over, could be a sign that they're not feeling well. It's easy to think they're just being mischievous, but there might be something deeper going on. Medical issues like dental pain, arthritis, or even vision problems can make a cat act out in ways we don't expect. Let's break it down. Imagine having a toothache or stiff joints. You'd probably feel irritable and act differently too, right? Well, your cat is no different. If they're in pain, they might knock things over because they're frustrated or uncomfortable. Similarly, if your cat is having trouble seeing, they might misjudge distances and cause things to fall over accidentally. It's their way of coping with the discomfort they're experiencing. This is why it's so important to pay attention to your cat's overall health, not just their behavior. If you notice them knocking things over more often, especially if it's paired with other signs like loss of appetite, lack of energy, or hiding, it could be time for a visit to the vet. Don't just brush it off as a quirky habit. Your cat might be trying to tell you they're in pain, and it's up to you to listen. Another sign behind knocking things over is playful instincts. Cats are natural hunters, and even though they live in cozy homes, their hunting instincts are still strong. Knocking things over might just be part of their play. When cats bat at objects like a glass or pin, they treat them like prey, pouncing, batting, and chasing, just as they would with small animals in the wild. Objects are fun targets for them to practice their skills. It might seem frustrating, but it's simply your cat's curiosity and energy at work. They're doing what cats do best: playing. Providing more toys and activities will satisfy their curiosity, and they'll be less likely to knock over your coffee mugs. Territorial behavior is a cat's way of claiming space. Cats are protective of their space, and knocking things over might be their way of marking territory. When they do this, They are asserting control over their environment. Cats use their scent glands to claim things. If they knock an object over, they're not just playing, they're claiming it. This often happens when they feel threatened by changes, like a new pet or visitor. Think about it. If someone moved your things around, you'd probably want to assert your boundaries, right? Your cat feels the same way. Knocking things over helps them feel secure. If this happens often, it might mean your cat feels anxious and needs reassurance. Let's talk about exploration of surroundings. Cats are naturally curious and love to investigate their environment. If your cat knocks something over, they might just be exploring. This is especially common with younger cats or those still getting used to their space. Cats often bat at objects to see how they move or react. It's their way of learning. When they knock something off the table, they could just be testing their surroundings. So, don't be frustrated. It's not always mischief. It's just curiosity. By providing safe ways for your cat to explore, you can reduce the chances of them knocking over your favorite vase. Next, we have the hunting instinct. Cats, even domesticated ones, are hunters at heart. They're built to pounce, chase, and bat at things. When your cat knocks something off a surface, it might be mimicking a hunt. Small, lightweight objects are perfect targets for practicing those natural hunting behaviors. To your cat, a rolling pencil or a dangling string is just like prey. They're using their paws to bat it around, just like they would if they were stalking something in the wild. This is totally normal behavior. It's their way of keeping their instincts sharp, even if there's no real prey to chase. If your cat is knocking things over as part of their playful hunting instincts, it's a sign they need more stimulating toys. Providing them with interactive playtime will help satisfy these instincts, reducing the chance they'll go after your things. You'll also build a closer bond with them through play. Finally, let's talk about vision problems. If your cat is knocking things over more often, it might be due to trouble seeing. Cats rely on their vision to navigate, and vision issues can make them misjudge distances. Older cats are more likely to develop eye problems like cataracts. If your cat's sight is changing, it could lead to more accidents, but these issues can be treated with a vet's help. If you notice your cat bumping into things or knocking over objects they once avoided, it's time for a checkup. Your cat might be telling you they need help, so don't ignore it. So what have we learned? Cats knock things over for many reasons: boredom, attention-seeking, stress, medical issues, and their natural instincts all play a part. It's important to pay attention to these behaviors because they could be telling you more than you think. While it might seem like just a funny or annoying habit, it can actually be a sign of your cat's needs or emotions. If your cat is knocking things over frequently, consider what might be going on. Are they bored, stressed, or could they be trying to communicate something more serious, like pain or anxiety? The key is to observe and listen to your cat's actions. And remember, your cat's well-being is always worth the effort. If you've noticed any of these signs in your cat, consider taking a closer look at their environment, habits, and health. And if you're unsure, don't hesitate to reach out to a veterinarian. A little extra care and attention can make all the difference in your cat's life. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more pet care tips, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos on understanding your furry friends.